I'm not convinced that getting the blue axolotl is really all that hard. If that sounds confusing to you, I'm not talking about the light blue axolotl that you can just find around in your world. When you breed 2 axolotls, you have a 50-50 chance of getting one of the 2 parents' colors. However, there is a 0.08% chance to get a super rare blue axolotl instead. Today, I'm going to see just how long it takes for me to get the blue axolotl, and then we're going to make an honorary blue axolotl themed fish tank and fill it up with 1,000 blue axolotls to prove it really isn't that hard to get them. I have not ever said axolotl that many times in 1 minute. That is a very difficult word. First things first, I need to find an azalea tree. There's one. Dude, I finally found one. This actually took so long. And underneath an azalea tree, you can find a lush cave. And in a lush cave, there has got to be an axolotl in here, man. I can't believe... God, dude, I finally found some. Is it only one? Oh, yeah, those are fish. Okay, let me get this guy. This is a war zone. I'm glad I... Where is he? Where'd he go? No, he didn't just die, did he? No, don't tell me he just died. Why is there just every mob in the game here, dude? Please, just give me some privacy. He's still alive! Okay, we got our first axolotl. I really hope there's a second one somewhere in this cave. We need to find another one now. I need 2. Wait, is that one? That is one! We have our 2 axolotls finally. That took so much longer than I showed. Like, I must have traveled over 10,000 blocks. What's my coordinates? I am literally 26,000 blocks out. You better subscribe. Now that I have the axolotls, I need to go find a warm ocean biome, because the only way to breed axolotls is with tropical fish, and the only way to get those is by finding them in a warm ocean and capturing them manually. Luckily for me, I actually passed by a warm ocean while I was looking for an azalea tree, and I wrote down the coordinates, so it wasn't too hard to find one of these. Now that we've found our warm ocean, I need to set up a specific breeding setup to maximize my efficiency at getting a blue axolotl. First things first, I'm going to clear out a bit of space. There it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out a 2x2 area here. I'm going to put down both the axolotls in here. To breed these guys, I need tropical fish, and the only way I can get those reliably and consistently is here. Okay, we got 2. Let's head back over here, and we'll go ahead and breed these guys, and all I have to do is right-click them. And as you can see, it took the tropical fish out of the buckets, and they are breeding on the land. So if I surround these with slabs, they shouldn't be able to jump out. Now that I have that, we're gonna go ahead and create another one right here. Now I can take their baby. There we go. Now that we have them in here, once we get these guys to breed again, we will have 2 breeding chambers, and we'll be able to expand our operation pretty easily. By the end of this, I'm going to have a lot of axolotls. That, or I might get it like after breeding them a couple of times. So let's get started. So working with just 2 water buckets, I was able to fill up all of these pools. I don't know how many it is. I think it's time that I make some more water buckets because I'm taking very frequent trips to go and refill these with tropical fish. My shulker box full of iron. I'm gonna grab a chest. I think this is all the items I don't really need in my inventory. Now I'm gonna go and fill it up with water buckets. I've completely filled my inventory with water buckets. Now I'm going to go and attempt to fill all of these with tropical fish. Okay, I have officially filled up my entire inventory with tropical fish. I'm just gonna sort of put them in here. Wait, can I not? I'm gonna have to click on all of them individually. That's crazy. So now when I want to breed them, I can just grab 2 from here. I can just, there, and that. Wait to see if I get the blue one. Yeah, I didn't think so. I guess this is my life for a little while now. So I've officially filled up all of these little pools that I made. I doubt I'll need more than this. And that's because most of the time I'm not actually breeding. I'm out there collecting more tropical fish. So by the time I do the tedious task of breeding and then go and collect more, I only end up making it to this 3rd row before I just restart. So I'm gonna go ahead and place down some double chests just over here. I'm literally just gonna start filling up double chests with buckets of axolotls. Considering the pain that I'm about to put myself through by tediously having to click on these little axolotls as they circle each other with a bucket of tropical fish, and if I misclick, it places the fish in there and then they'll kill the tropical fish. If you're enjoying this video, you owe me pressing the subscribe button right now. Do it right now. Yeah, I gotta go do the thing with the thing. I've been doing this for a few hours now. It's the next day, actually. It was super late at night yesterday when I started this video. I did the math. On average, if I were to get one blue axolotl, I would need to fill all of these chests down to here with regular axolotls. That's how many regular axolotls I would get by the time I got one blue one. Everything over here is completely full. This one's almost full. And then we have still the majority left to go. And I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this. It's taken me 2.5 hours to get to here. I just realized I forgot to count one of the recordings. I've been doing this for 4 hours. I've just under double that left here. But my issue is that I could very easily fill up twice this amount of double chests and still not get it. I'm thinking I make a tropical fish farm, which I looked it up. They're really easy to make. I don't have to clear out any water or anything. I just need a ton of building blocks, which we have a really good cobblestone farm. I can just get 4 shulker boxes of cobblestone, a bunch of soul sand, and then kelp, and that will be all that I need for this farm. First things first, let's go ahead and craft ourselves. I think I'm gonna need 5 shulker boxes. And here we are. Let's go ahead and turn on our cobblestone farm. That should be all that I need. We're gonna go ahead and use this last shulker box for kelp and what's it called? The sand and the nether soul sand. We're gonna go ahead and make this farm right over there. So I need to make a 19 by 19 cube. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, there's our square. Next up, I need to build this entire square up to Y 125, which is why I needed 4 shulker boxes full of cobblestone for this. I'll see you when I'm at the top, I guess. Next up, I'm going to grab my shulker box with the soul sand. We're going to take some of that out, and we're going to make a checkered pattern like this. And we're going to make that the entire floor. I've gone ahead and finished this checkered pattern. I'm gonna go ahead and grab just a few water buckets. We're gonna put down a little layer of stone here. That way I can put water on top of it and then break the stone to let it fall down. We've officially broken all of this cobblestone floor. So next up, let's go ahead and get our kelp out. Okay, it's not too hard to swim through this. Okay, I've officially gotten all of the kelp placed down. Next up, I'm actually going to wait to place down the rest of the kelp I brought for this to grow up tall on its own. That way I don't have to bother filling in way too many blocks of kelp. So while I'm waiting for the kelp in there to grow, I'm actually going to collect a bunch of kelp from out here. That way I have enough to finish filling out the entire box. That hopefully is enough kelp, but if it's not, I have plenty more that I can just sort of go and grab. Now I'll see you in like an hour or something, and we'll see how tall that kelp gets on its own, and then we'll help it get all the way up to the top. So I just looked it up, and turns out kelp can only grow 26 blocks tall anyways. In the end, I really wouldn't be saving that much kelp by waiting like an hour to let it grow anymore. Oh, also, I set up this little platform up here. I'm gonna fill all of these with tropical fish, in theory, once I finish getting this farm working, but I guess we'll find out. Alright, I have finally finished filling this thing up. As you can see, I expanded the kelp farm down there. It got a little out of hand. I don't think I needed that much. We can finally break all this kelp and finish the farm, so I'm gonna go swim down there. Oh, you know what? My game's gonna start lagging so badly. Oh my god. I am starting to get a little worried. I don't see any tropical fish, but oh wait, no, there's one. They're blending in with the kelp. Alright, well, I think this definitely is faster than doing it down there in the water. I'm gonna stockpile a ton of tropical fish in these chests here, and then we'll use them to hopefully get a blue axolotl, and I won't have to keep collecting these for very long, because it is still kind of infuriating to click on them. Well, 9 hours later, I want to say, give or take, I don't have the blue axolotl, and I've filled up every single one of these chests with axolotls. I have officially been scammed. I have gotten the amount that I'm supposed to get and more. I have the overflow in my inventory right here. I should have one by now. This is the average. Man, it's a bad time for you to show up. I've got so much anger within me from not getting this blue axolotl. I just need to take it out on someone. Anyways, don't worry, I didn't take my anger out on that guy. That would be like assault or something. I've refilled all these shulker boxes about 4 times, I want to say. But right now, I need to go and get some wood to make more chests to hold my ever-growing supply of axolotls. This is now 2 chests thick, and I hopefully will not see you again after I fill up this one. For you, it'll be in about 2 seconds, but for me, it'll be another 9 hours from now if I do see you again after filling up all of these chests here. I really hope that I don't have to. I certainly didn't think I'd have to make this recording I just filled up the second row. Just kidding. I didn't actually do that. I have the blue axolotl. He's right here. He grew up! Yes! You don't even know. You have any idea how long it took for me to bring you into this world? This guy is named Glempy. Now, this is a temporary name. If you think you have a good name for Glempy, go ahead and comment it. If your comment gets the most likes and becomes the #1 comment, maybe you can name Glempy here. And I will let you guys know what the name for Glempy ends up being in the next video. There we go, we have the blue one. I had a lot of tropical fish to make 1,000 with, but this guy is eating all of them. Alright, now I have 2 axolotls that aren't Glempy. I'm gonna go put Glempy in my ender chest. That way he's safe forever. Alright, next up, let's go ahead and collect these 2 blue axolotls. Now that I have the blue axolotl, I don't really need this anymore. However, I do have plans for all of these axolotls in the future. But I guess you'll have to subscribe to figure that out. Next up, I've planned out a build to make these guys a tank, and for it, I'm gonna need terracotta, some brown mushroom blocks, a decent amount of wool, and some sand, which I'm gonna need to smelt into some glass. Next up, I'm gonna need to dye some of the stuff that I got, and I'm specifically gonna need to dye 5 stacks of the terracotta blue. Next up, I'm gonna need 4 stacks of light blue terracotta, and I'm gonna need about 20 orange wool. That's more the merrier. And then I also need some brown stained glass, but this is all of the brown dye that I actually have, and it's cocoa beans. So I think I need to go get a bunch more. Well, now I gotta go find like a jungle somewhere. I genuinely do not know where a jungle is. I'm just gonna go through random portals on the nether roof and hope one of them lands me in a jungle. I think there was a jungle right by where I got sand, so I'm gonna go into that portal, which was this one right here. Yes, there's a jungle right here. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, I think I'm just going to go ahead and take an entire one of these home with me. That way I can start a cocoa bean farm and finally never have this issue again. And would you look at that? Right at the bottom of this tree, there's actually some cocoa beans. And get all this. Oh, wait a second. I guess I am kind of right next to... I didn't realize there was a jungle right next to this place. Alright, that's probably enough cocoa beans. I got almost 2 stacks. Let's go ahead and head back. Now, before I forget, let's go ahead and set up the cocoa bean farm in the cave next to my base where I put things that I need. Maybe I shouldn't have made it this big just because I've used more than half of my cocoa beans that I got just to fill up this wall. But you know what? I think it's worth it. I'm never going to have to go collect cocoa beans again now. Hopefully. Alright, now I can just make all this into brown dye without losing any sleep over it. That is everything that I need to make the build. Well, almost everything. This is everything, but a lot of this is really small. Like, I need literally 2 light blue concrete powder and 2 purple stained glass. Let's go and choose a spot to make this thing. I was thinking kind of down here, maybe. Yeah, right here is good enough for me. I have finished up the tank. As you can see, it's just a giant version of a blue axolotl, and the sides are made out of glass. If you come up here onto the top, you can see there's actually an entrance here. In here, the inside's very spacious. As you can see, plenty of room for 1,000 blue axolotls, and I can tell you right now, there is more than enough space for me to fit 1,000 blue axolotls in here, and they will be comfortable. Well, anyways, I'm gonna go get all the tropical fish that I'll need to breed them, so I'll be back. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab every shulker box that has any tropical fish in it. Okay, that's a decent amount of tropical fish. I should be able to breed up a good number of axolotls with this. Alright, now I can go ahead and pull the blue axolotls out of my shulker box. Let's go ahead and release these guys. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait for this one to grow up, but we should be able to start breeding these guys pretty soon. Alright, let's get you bred. And you. Alright. There we go. We now have 3 blue axolotls in here. and I'm done. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. If anybody thinks that I didn't do this legitimately and that I spawned in the blue axolotl, there is about 10 hours of footage in an unlisted playlist in the description, and the first video in that playlist will be the one where I get the blue axolotl. So you can go check that out if you care. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and don't forget to leave your comment of what you think your name for Glempy should be.